Hello everyone, this is ZeroRaptor signing in again, and here we are for another reaction videos to Transformers. We are now on episode, what was it? Episode 8, and this should be interesting because this is the where the Dinobots come in, SOS Dinobots. This is gonna be weird because I grew up with Beast Wars, so my favorite character from Beast Wars is Dinobot. But then now I'm gonna meet his predecessors, the Dinobots, the plural. Yeah, I'm familiar with like some of them, like Grimlock. He's like the leader, and then you got like the Triceratops, Stegosaurus, Pteranodon, and then there's like a Brontosaurus. There's like five of them. So this should be quite interesting because now I gotta remember like there's a Dinobot singular, the character, and then you got Dinobots, the group. Like I feel like maybe they had like a separate team who did Beast Wars and they didn't realize that hey, if we had a character named Dinobot, that might be a little confusing for those who are familiar with the Dinobots. I feel like they could have come up with a different name that wouldn't mess that up because we already have like Optimus Primal with Optimus Prime, and then we got Megatron, the Beast Wars Megatron with like the Decepticon Megatron, and I was like, I feel they didn't really think that one through, especially considering they said like, oh, Beast Wars happens after the original Transformers cartoon. They didn't really plan out a lot of things when it comes to this franchise. So let's just get started and see how confusing this is gonna be.
If you ask me, the Decepticons are behind these shakeups, Optimus Prime. You know how that junk punk rumble likes to make earthquakes.
The tremors are strongest over here, Ironhide.
Let me check it out, Spike. If Decepticons are burrowing behind that rock, my sonodar sensors will sniff them out. No Decepti creeps, but there is something weird in there. Get your pistons pumping, Sideswipe. Let's clean up this mess. Hey, there's a cavern.
So Sideswipe can dig. Sweet.
Well, I'll be a cybertronic bolt bat. What are they?
Feels like stone, but they look like the bones of some giant creature.
They're the fossilized
They're familiar
bones
with
of
bones?
dinosaurs. Animals that ruled Earth millions of years ago.
Dinosaurs, eh? They must have been ugly suckers.
Well, Jazz.
As would I. Perhaps Spike would be willing to continue our dinosaur education.
I hear that Godzilla reference in that music.
As long as the water goes over the Great Falls, the generators will keep producing electrical energy.
Data gathering complete, Reflector.
Then let's go, Soundwave. Megatron awaits our report.
And they go flying off again, even though they don't need to be seekers to do so. That thing kind of looked like a jaw.
I've never been to a
Is that supposed to be Triptychon already?
Careful, don't bump your head.
Wow, man, that's what I call heavy metal.
Ah,
Let's
these
get some holograms of those
80s jokes.
Brontosaurus, then the Triceratops, and finally the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Really, the museum curators are just gonna let
Very impressive.
the Cybertronians just scan dinosaurs and stuff?
Dinosaurs. Not very intelligent because of their tiny brains, but extremely powerful.
If only we had some dinosaurs working for us. They'd really shake up the Decepticons.
I'm with you, Wheeljack. We could build robot versions of those oversized iguanas if it was okay with Optimus Prime.
Excuse you.
Dinosaurs might
They're a
be useful.
different
You have
species.
my authorization.
It'll never work. Big waste of time.
How do you know what an iguana is? You don't have reptiles on Cybertron. Okay, how come that scene's not a cause for concern back in the 80s, but the whole Porygon episode for Pokemon was like, oh, jeez. I mean, the flashing lights here filled up the screen too.
The data collected by reflector, soundwave, and laser beak leads to only one conclusion. A perpetual power source exists, which can provide us with enough energy to vanquish the Autobots and control the universe forever.
That's kind of an overgeneralization for dams, but okay. I wouldn't call it perpetual since it still relies on water flow. But that's just me.
And now, fellow Autobots, and especially Optimus Prime, it gives me
That's a lot of Autobots.
present. Will you get to the point? Autobots, meet Dinobots. Look at the size of those things.
Great Cybertron. Holy Heptrodon.
Just give it a few moments. I'm sure the animators will make you just as tall.
Gridlock, slag, and sludge. Dinobots, huh? I thought you were supposed to make dinosaurs.
Dinobots, transform!
Interesting. But what else can they do?
Dinobots, clear this rubble.
And be quick about it.
Of course, the Dinobots have simple brains, just like real dinosaurs. But nobody's perfect. However, we're working on improving their... Huh? They've gone haywire.
Sure you want to be shooting at him, Prowl?
Before they create a catastrophe.
Watch Grimlock! He's headed for the control room! Maybe I can slow him down. You'll need help!
Really? I don't know if Bumblebee needs your help, Spike. I'm just saying.
Oh no, not Teletran 1! Roll us out of here, Bumblebee! Teletran's going to...
Well, to be fair, how useful has Teletran 1 been?
Transformers will return after
I
these messages.
mean, they've only used them like, what, a couple of times?
Now return to the Transformers.
Is it that really big of a loss?
Oh no, poor Teletran 1.
Ratchet, over here!
You okay, little buddy? Any major damage?
I just popped a few gaskets, Ratchet.
Someone's upset.
Come on, Grimlock! Try sniffing that bug!
Honestly, what reason do they have to go into bot form if their dinosaur forms are already pretty powerful?
I've got work to do.
What you need is a force field.
Is that supposed to be Trailbreaker?
Just had it chrome.
Doesn't anything get to this guy?
Enough! The Dinobots must be destroyed!
Wait, maybe my magnetic inducer can stop them. There.
You couldn't do that from the beginning, Wheeljack.
Don't make me pull the plug on.
I'm sorry, Wheeljack. The Dinobots must never be activated again. They're too dangerous.
Went down the wrong piping there. Really gonna drop their guns? Shouldn't they be firing back? I guess they just don't get paid enough to fight
Shutting
Decepticons.
down the generators. We need help in a big way. Calling Teletran 1. Teletran 1? Response. Teletran 1, come in, please!
Oh, so much for those bars in the window.
I, Megatron, declare this facility Decepticon domain.
Until Teletran 1's operational again, it's up to us to check on Decepticon activity, Hound.
I enjoy it, Spike. It gives me an excuse to do a little Earth-style sightseeing. Hold it. I'm picking up electronic signals. Could be Decepticons.
That looks more like a gun than a satellite, but
those signals and try to hologram
whatever.
their source. Decepticons, all right. At the Great Falls.
Oh, why do we even need Teletran? Just go on patrol, like they're supposed to, right? That's why some of the Autobots disappear.
Acknowledged, Hound. We'll meet you at the falls in 8,000 astroseconds. Autobots, transform! Not you, Bumblebee. Stay here and guard headquarters.
Aww, poor Bumble.
Roll out!
Endless energy, Starscream.
Unless we're interrupted by the Autobots.
As usual.
Wait a second.
Estimate me, Starscream.
Didn't like the earlier episodes have them taking over a dam too? Why would they need more information on how a dam works? They were able to steal energon from it, like, easily. I guess they're just counting on kids to not remember these week after week.
Spectacular.
Granted, I did forget about it too, since it's been like a while since I did another one of these videos.
I don't detect any Decepticons.
Maybe Hound's got glitch mice in his databanks again.
No, we're in the right
No one's
place.
laughing,
Those
Prowl.
signals are stronger than ever.
Right you are, Autobot. Forward warriors, take them!
No, just stand still. Make it easier for them.
Too slow, rusty pants.
Oh, shut up and fight!
Nice shooting. If you were aiming for the sky.
Now you will witness the power of my fusion cannon. Ready, Rumble?
Ready to shake, rattle, and quake.
Wouldn't that also damage the dam and therefore your source of energy? Just saying. That's kind of a reckless move on Megatron's part.
The Transformers will return after these messages. We now return to the Transformers.
Bumblebee! Optimus ordered you to stay at headquarters.
I don't like to disobey, but I had to do something. I hope Optimus won't be mad.
He won't be anything unless we can get some help fast.
What now, Megatron? Surely a little bath hasn't ended our Autobot problem.
We shall retrieve their short-circuited carcasses and prepare them for permanent dysfunction.
Yes, let's zoom in a little closer on Megatron's face. I don't think he looks menacing enough.
Bumblebee, I can't interface with Optimus Prime. He may already have been terminated.
Or maybe he just can't respond. We've got to try to save him and our friends.
But we don't have enough Autobots to fight all those Deceptor-rats.
But we do have something else. I've been working on a little research project. I designed these new memory components to upgrade the Dinobots' brains. They'll make them smarter and easier to control, I hope.
But Optimus Prime decreed that the Dinobots must never be activated again.
Any better ideas? We have to do this quickly before the Decepticons get wind of it.
Okay, guys. Cross your transistors or something.
Dinobots, awaken! Go! Save Autobot friends! Save our leader, Optimus Prime! Do you understand?
Save friends.
Save leader.
I see Grimlock has some issues with that.
We do as told for now.
For now. How much of an upgrade did you give them?
You'll never break those energon chains in your weakened condition.
Why is Optimus all blue? Did the river wash away his red paint job?
What are those?
Which ones? Friends.
Ones with face like this. I think.
That good enough for Slag.
You're supposed to know everything. What are those?
Scrap metal. Once we finish with them.
Speaking of scrap, Megatron, try this on for size.
Zero inhibitor shells. My equilibrium destabilized.
You just got hit in the stomach. Chill out. Oh, Starscream. Look, Slag can breathe fire now.
If I'm Decepticon turf, you happen to tumble. Look out, robot, 'cause here comes Rumble.
Yeah, Rumble is pretty OP for a mini-con. They might want to dial him back a bit.
Heat-seeking missiles, seek heat.
Oh, I guess I spoke too soon. It's kind of weird that you need sludge to like counter a mini-con, but okay.
We must keep fighting at all costs. I will lead us to victory.
I thought he's supposed to be an itty bitty gun. Why is suddenly a cannon that you can attach to a friggin' jet fighter?
See, Sideswipe's flare gun should dry off your circuits, and Blue Streak's bolts will give you all an instant recharge.
How does that work? That's not compute. Oh, is that why Optimus is so blue? Because he was waterlogged?
We must retreat. Retreat!
Oh! Someone lost their color scheme. Is that Thundercracker? Someone became a Starscream clone. Ah ah ah.
Okay, Optimus Prime, we admit we disobeyed your orders.
And whatever punishment you have in mind, we deserve.
But face it, Optimus Prime, if they obeyed your orders, you'd all be goners by now.
Indeed. Sometimes even the wisest of men and machines can be in error. I have no reprimand for Wheeljack or Bumblebee. But as for the Dinobots, they have proven their value. The Dinobots shall remain among us.
Until, you know, they rebel, according to what Grimlock said. Alright, I'm guessing the... what was it? There's a Stegosaurus and a Pteranodon is going to be coming later? There's only 3 of them. There's Grimlock, the T-Rex, Sludge, the... I think he's supposed to be a Brontosaurus. Or is it a Patasaurus? Or they've said like, oh, actually there is a Brontosaurus, but they're 2 different species. But it is the 80s, they're not even going to know it till then. And then Slag, the Triceratop, which became Slug in War for Cybertron, because apparently Slag is like a curse word in some other countries, so they had to rename him for that. But in the American localization, they kept him Slug when he should be Slag, because in English, Slag is not the same thing. I don't know what happened there. I guess back then animation studios weren't really mindful of how certain names would translate into other countries. But again, it's like you got so many Transformers to name that if you have to do like a background check on all the names to make sure they're okay and compliant with every other language in the world, that takes extra time that's not really necessary for them to have to take. But I guess in this day and age of, you know, the social justice warriors and political correctness and all this stuff, they gotta be like, hey, we can't name this character the same name anymore because the name is offensive in another country. I don't know. I think the way I see it is like, you already have localizations for that. So there's like whatever name he had in the original that was dubbed and animated for American audiences, just keep him Slag, and then whatever other country you like port the cartoon to, just like rename him Slug there. It's like, that's just how it goes. I mean, look at Final Fantasy. It was like only like the first one was ported here, and then like Final Fantasy 5 became 2, and then 6 became 3 here. And then all of a sudden it jumped to 7, and then you gotta go and re-release the first 6 here. I don't know, it just makes it all confusing for anyone to keep up with like all these different changes. I mean, for me, like I personally feel like there's no reason to rename Slag to Slug, because then it sounds too similar to Sludge. Then you got Slug and Sludged. I don't know. Like they all have like this S sounding names, which is even more confusing. But Grimlock's the only one who has like a unique name because he's a T-Rex. I don't know what they're thinking. They're just doing what they do. But anyways, that's it for this episode. So I'll talk to you guys later. Till the next video. This is ZeroRaptor signing off.